Hey, it's us. Five things. 5 XP. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, that seems right. You can't not mark. Cool. Cool. Good. That reminds me. Oh. I want that. I want that in real life too. Heroics. You did some heroics. Oh.
It's okay.
What
All
about
I've been
Cam, you
doing is
good?
whining.
We've just been
Alina
okay,
will be
cool.
playing the part of all of us today.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. That's it. I
All
am the
these
star of the show
wasted
today.
jokes.
You missed some good bits. The main one that Raven gets a hero point back for some startling heroics.
Yeah. We're
We're
good?
good.
We
I
back
think
up
I fixed
to
it, yeah.
audio?
Yeah, it works.
We're back to audibility.
Oh, this duck is too big.
The voices, it works. Yay!
The
Okay, making
voices!
jokes about not remembering that I'm actually running a game.
Wow, that is a big fat duck.
That is
This is a really big
true.
duck.
Some
I
serious
work
stuff.
pretty big because
Raven, you got a big duck.
That's what
I got a big duck.
he
Hold on.
said.
Everyone knows about my big duck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go.
We all know Raven's a size queen for the when it comes to
Me?
art.
When it comes to ducks.
Yep.
You go, that's my eyeball.
How do I make another one?
Alina, you got a little something on your face.
Paste.
I just wanna
duplicate. We both get one.
got it. No, still there.
Still there? Where'd it go?
Yeah, still there.
There we
I have
go.
a friend who is currently fostering a fancy pigeon who is a pet of one of her friends who can't take care of it for a while. And the pigeon is super sweet and super friendly, but she does this thing that birds do where she tries to groom you.
Yep.
But she tries to groom eyeballs, which means
scary.
she has
Standard
to,
bird
like,
thing.
my friend literally has to wear, like, eye protection when the bird is out because she will try to peck her eyelid.
Yeah. Cool.
It's very cute.
Meg
Yeah,
likes
at least
to
with
lick the sleep from your eyes, and that's always a little
yeah. With our birds, they look like they're trying to dig into the eye, but they're just trying to get your. Like Meg will actually like lick out the sleep and tears from your tear duct, and you're like, okay, thank you.
Oh,
thank
she
you
loves
for
it when you
eating my
cry.
eyes.
That's her favorite.
Yeah, this pigeon is like, oh, you have eyelashes. Let me pull those out for you. It's like
A sadist?
I love fancy
A bird
pigeons.
being a sadist?
Is it a
Nico
satnet?
occasionally gets a whisker and he goes like, "What? Oh, what? These are fun to preen. I'm going to hang from it." And they're like,
Oh!
"Yeah, thanks. Ow, stop, please."
Yeah, that's a lot.
Let me find a picture and I'll share it in chat for
good.
you all because it's the
All
most
I'm hearing is
anime-looking bird I've ever seen.
My next character is going to be a Kenku dominatrix. There you go.
Hell yes.
Perfect.
Want to eat all the eyes. If somebody is posting,
It's so funny. I keep
will
forgetting. I
repost.
have 2 or 3 bird friends and one friend that I send memes regularly that I have to remember hates birds. So I'll be like, look at this kid, because I send them animal pictures all the time.
Right.
And then I'll just like, oh, and then she's like, hey, birds give me the heebie-jeebies. And I'm like, valid, very valid. They're little raptors.
Yeah.
I just got to remember to separate my animal stream of friend posts.
Tiny dinosaurs.
That's why I love them. It's like having a little weird raptor in your house.
There, I posted her to general in all of her glory.
Hooray. So good. All right, so I guess I should run a game or something.
I don't know.
Maybe.
We could just hang out.
I think I will.
It's
do
true.
That. What do you say, chat? Should we just hang out? Not bother with us. You can watch me write another
that's
branch.
a good pigeon.
It's a very good pigeon.
Oh no.
Let's see.
She always
Okay.
looks very pleased with herself.
Perfect.
I mean, most birds do.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this little man. He's so pleased with himself.
Let me go up here. I was trying to show off my
Nice.
faux towel situation because I was
'Cause you were in the bath?
interrupted mid-bath
Maybe.
by my good friend. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to run out of the bathroom to save my friend
We
from
don't
being a
know
bad
yet.
dad. From being a bad dad. Yeah, I'm waiting for the explosion. I'm waiting.
How long did you go without talking to your daughter? Like 100 years?
Mm.
No big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
something like
average, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Something like
average.
that. Yeah.
Pretty normal.
That's how all people deal with their father figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfectly a normal time for humans to live too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, that's 100 Father's Days that I didn't get a Father's Day gift. So, you know, I'm the real
Oh,
victim.
shut the fuck up!
You didn't tell her her mom was dead.
Oh my god. I'm trying real hard to remain
Team
loving
Pernie.
of my dear friend Pernie, okay?
Oh no.
Pernifer.
Yeah.
Pernifer
Okay,
J.
so
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
all right.
Don't land on the
I
Lennies.
posted a thing. So hey there, internet friends and webcomic fans. I guess I should
No problem.
do some kind of game.
Mm-mm.
Maybe.
Kaichi says go for it. This is his opinion on the just hang out.
Just hang out for a while.
Oh, well, we might as well play.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So hey there, internet friends and webcomic fans. It's your friendly neighborhood dungeon biologist, welcoming you to another episode of Trash Heroes, the D&D stream where we recount the epic adventures of a wildly improbable collection of horrible creatures known as the Trash Heroes. Our players are this wonderful collection, as always, of internet artists, cartoonists, thing makers. Check out all their linkages in that box in the upper right-hand side. You will see various ways in which you can support your local artists. By local, I mean on the internet, but you know, whatever.
Localish.
Mhm.
It's a kind of local. And you know, if you're interested in supporting the stream, there's links below to the Patreon for the stream as well, where I occasionally post stuff when I can unbury myself from writing grants and grading things.
Which so never.
So, without further ado, let's meet the characters. First up, it's the Keeper of the Vermin, Protector of the Trash Heap, Fetid Quaggle.
That's me. Hi.
And next we have the larger-than-life pit-fighting superstar, Ugna Sugartusk.
It's your pal Ugna.
Just Ugna. For some reason.
That's always been my catchphrase. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. Nothing has changed. Nothing has been stolen by the Fae.
Nope.
Next up, we've got the Trickster Cleric, Rogue Baker, and all-around party animal, Tromandarials.
Sup, sluts.
And, of course, the wild magic streaming sensation, Morgan V. Sater.
Fucking around and finding out.
And finally, our sweet old grandpa, who's also accidentally an ancient warlock, Copernicus Sunshine.
And a deadbeat dad.
World's best dad.
Literally dead.
World's greatest undead
Yeah.
father.
My god, I had just taken a drink of my fucking coffee, you guys.
Oh no.
It's a good thing you got that towel.
Oh no, are we funny?
I
Oh,
cannot hear Peter at all.
Dead-
Oh no.
dead,
Reload.
soon
Oh,
to
no.
be beat dad.
My mic
can
is
the
a little
chat
bit
hear us
quiet.
all?
I can hear you, Peter. Okay.
We're good. Yeah, I can
Okay,
hear
I
you.
might-
there.
Jumping
Yeah.
in and out. Peter can say stuff.
Hello.
How's that, Randy?
Yeah.
Peter, what's that
No, I
game
just
that you
need to
sell?
reload. It's Discord being stupid.
Mm.
It's a thing what Discord does.
I didn't abandon my daughter. My mic was just on mute for 100 years.
Oh my god. Again, dead,
classic
Best
soon
grandpa
to
move.
be beat.
Best dad.
Dead, soon to be beat dad.
Yeah.
I just have this image of now like Pernie, a younger man, like, "Oh, don't mind me. I just need to go pick up some ingredients from the store."
Oh
I'm
no.
going out to get cigarettes.
It's like that awful reality of having that like friend you hang out with all the time, and then you find out that they are a father, and you're like, wait,
Ooh.
You're hanging out
wait,
way
wait.
too much.
Oh,
Why do we
no.
spend
Where
so
are your
much time
children?
together?
Yeah.
Like,
Where are your children doing this?
how could I have not heard?
Don't you have dependents?
Yeah.
Probably.
Whoops, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when we last left our heroes, oh my goodness. We started off last game with Tromlin, who had actually been with the group all along, but incorporeal. He awoke to find the party bickering, but as usual, but found himself in a misty haze with an old woman sitting by the fire, along with his strange wooden puppet son with the raven face. She was clearly a manifestation of the Raven Queen. She gave him a quest to recover something called the Clue, which is apparently some sort of object that can see far and wide, that was taken from where it had been thrown in a bottomless well by an ancient trickster, by someone called Cache. He agreed to this since he's under a contract, and was told
That's
that,
how hard
or
to say
warned.
no to the Raven Queen.
Indeed. And he was warned that speaking of the item or cachet might forewarn him, since he holds the clue and can see far and wide. She also gave him a golden boot that seems to make him able to see ghosts and spirits, but also turns his leg into a skeletal bones while wearing it. And then we picked up with the rest of the group just as they fled battle with a greater demon, a Nabasu, using fly spells cast by Pernie. Tromlin returned to the real world just in time to grab Ollie's tail as they flew past. Morgan then decided she was going to lead the demon away from the others, heroically flying back down as her friends fled upwards. They were still sniping at the beast. The Nabasu raised undead bats to pursue the party and went after Morgan. And for that heroism, I have just granted Morgan a hero point, which I see
Thank
Alina
you,
has
thank
already
you.
added to the counter. Hooray, hooray, huzzay, huzzay. So the undead bats raised by the Nabasu were pursuing the party, and he went after Morgan. But once she had led this great demon back down the passage you guys came from, she used Dimension Door to teleport back up to the team. And the rest of you all continued down the ever-shrinking tunnel as it became an underground river, managing to wipe out the bats. But now that the Nabasu was gaining, you managed to reach a point of no return where the tunnel was getting too small, and Morgan opened another dimension door straight up into the middle of Lake Morwen. The group, finding themselves floating in the middle of a lake, pulled a bunch of bits of furniture and sex toys out of Morgan's bag of holding, and made a makeshift raft. Ugna summoned a bunch of frogs with the frog crown to help tow the raft ashore, planting the groups firmly near the town of Morwindle at dusk. Pernie mentioned that this is where his old manor was located, but the hungry group noticed a feast occurring at Town Hall where the Baron Nicholas Marin was hosting an event. Here, a disguised Tromlin and Morgan entered the hall to get some grub and saw Lucretia Sunshine, Pernie's daughter, talking to a group of nobles while flanked by various ghosts and her undead butler. Did we actually name him? In my head, his name is Larch.
I think we did. I think that we
I
named
don't
him
remember. I think we might have
almost
given him a
exactly
different
that.
name. But I think I'm going to just call him Larch because I think it's funny. He's big like a tree. No other reason. No copyrighted reasons.
No.
The group then headed to Sunshine Manor, where they were greeted by Slimeworth, who led the team to the dining hall, where only Tromlin could see the ghosts haunting the place and setting the table. Eventually, after some discussion, Morgan and Fetid went up to a bath that had been drawn for them by the other servant Cuddlespoon, and Ugna and Tromlin went to catch up on things a bit in their room. Zaxis had fallen asleep at the table. The Dorogar that has now been adopted by the party, and I'll thank the chat last time for the overwhelming vote for me as a DM not to kill off or otherwise monkey with Zaxis.
No.
So he'll be tagging along for a while.
Good.
Leaving Pernie alone with his when his daughter arrived with the Baron's son, and one of Pernie's other cousins, Sextus Nonus Verum, who seems to be some kind of a similarly ancient creature. At this point, this was the point that Pernie realized that he hadn't actually told his daughter about his wife Barb's death. And Lucretia did not seem very pleased to see him, and coldly stated that they would talk more tomorrow, and that is where we left off.
I'm very unsettled by how much you pointed out how separated we are. Oh my God.
We're all in different rooms, but we have a buddy system. There's at least 2 of us in each room.
I'm pretty sure, Pernie's buddy is Zaxxas.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that you're supposed to split the party.
I think so.
Yes, always a good idea.
Frequently as
Always
possible.
split the party.
You're
Always
wrong.
put salt in your eye.
Yeah.
Never put salt in your eye.
No, it's always, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Never.
I think it's always.
Yeah, that seems
salt
right.
in your eye.
God,
Hey,
an entire generation
old.
ahead of us that doesn't even know what that reference is.
Like, what are you
Bradford.
talking about?
Just talking about Kevin McDonald's advice.
Yeah. Don't
So-
put it in your mouth.
Kids all know who
Don't
Kevin
put it in your
McDonald is,
mouth.
right?
Who wants to go first? We got three different areas of folks doing stuff. Should
I
we
think
pick up
Fetid and
with,
I were gonna. I was trying to get Fetid high with edibles.
It's gonna take a lot of edibles.
Well, what I was thinking before I try and like break the rules and smoke him up was just feed them all to him in one big ball. So she's crushed her like a bunch of like edible oil brownies into one large ball.
Oh, no.
And she's gonna like help him like swallow that whole to see if it does anything.
Like a snake swallowing an egg.
Yeah. Because then hopefully it'll like digest fast enough. Like at enough of a volume that he does get high. But she's pretty sure he has poison resistance, so it might not work.
His stomach acid just like obliterates anything.
Yeah.
It's just gonna give me the munchies even more than I already have the munchies, and I'm gonna eat the entire building.
So I actually have somebody's homebrew D&D drugs.
Oh.
D and drugs.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what the second D is for. It's Dungeons and Drag Drugs.
No, it's
And
3.
drag.
Dungeons and
It's
Druggins.
dungeons. It's dungeons, drinks, and drugs.
Yeah, D&D and D&D.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Dungeons and Dragons and drinking and drugs.
Nice. That's my shirt.
Dice. Sorry. Yeah, you can buy that shirt, I think, still at Topodico. I could be
Nope.
wrong.
Nope, not on Topodico anymore. I'm trying to figure out a place to put my shirts now.
Gotcha. I thought you still had shirts there, but nothing else, but I could be wrong.
Nope. Not the hand.
Oh yeah, there's a full-on supplement on D&D drugs called the Narcosa. You can buy on Drive-Thru RPG. I don't think I need that.
I just love
Narcoon.
seeing
absolutely
Peter in any outfit. Like you and the hoodie is also just perfect Pernie. Like,
Yep.
It's my comfy wizard robe.
yeah. Oh my god, perfect. Oh, look at that. So agile. What an agile baby.
I'm gonna roll for you here, Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
and determine that you have.
You got some weird fairy drugs.
You have at least 4 doses of devilweed, which can either be in the form of smokable or ingestible, as you choose.
I think knowing that she'd be on the road, it will all be edibles.
Okay.
Yeah, that
the
would
other
make
thing
sense.
that you have is you have picked up some fairy mushrooms.
Oh no.
From your new friends
God damn it,
at
I'm so tired of taking curses off
the
y'all.
Waffle Hut.
Fetid's going to the future.
Woo! Do you tell Fetid? Are you like, yo, buddy, you want to get high?
Yeah, obviously.
Awesome. Yeah, good.
Yeah. So
Overpriced
Morgan has
printed
had
edibles.
her cry sesh, and then she's done like had a facial and her bath, and looks completely refreshed, like supernaturally refreshed from just being able to bathe like a normal person. And she'll be like, "Hey, Fetid,
Yeah.
do you smoke weed? Do you like get high?
I've never tried, but it
You
sounds
want to
fun.
try?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What's the worst that could happen?
Okay. Well, I have mushrooms, which are like, do you know what a psychedelic is?
I'm like already stuffing them into my mouth.
You
How
mentioned
many should I eat?
I want to
Like
point out
11,
Yeah.
12?
you're in a
Yeah.
you're in a bathroom, so like you've taken off your stuff. You're in the
Yeah.
bathtub talking to
Yeah,
fellas. As you say
she's-
this, he just immediately rummages through your
Yeah.
clothing and finds a
Yeah,
baggy.
I would say
Like stick my entire snout in there.
roll a d6, I guess, for the like two numbers being the mushrooms, one of four is the other.
Well,
and
you mentioned
Morgan's
the
already
mushrooms,
taken
so
one.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
give me a d6 roll for how much of a dose you get here.
All right,
Yeah.
let's
Who
see.
wants to have a bad trip in Grandpa's nightmare mansion?
Oh boy, I am going to bat country. That's a 5.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
Morgan
bad
has
country.
taken just weed edibles. Just some weed edibles.
Okay, so you pop yourself a weed edible as you notice Fetid eat like most of your mushrooms, like way too much mushrooms.
Fetid,
Oh, they're
no
really
way.
good.
Fetid, no. You gotta be careful. You can't
They're
take
really,
too
like,
much.
Earthy and rich tasting. It's
Fetid.
very good.
Now.
Morgan's messaging Penny. Hey, Fetid might be high on mushrooms. Could you tell
Just warn
Tomlin?
everyone.
But also,
Immediately.
immediately, she's immediately like, he was just rummaging through my bag and he found them.
It wasn't my fault.
Not a lie.
The first
Not
thing you
a
tell them is
lie.
it wasn't your fault.
Pernie
Not a
immediately,
lie.
Pernie immediately replies with, "Are you doing drugs in my house without inviting me?"
I still have some weed. I just needed to relax in the bath, okay?
Gotta call the
Listen.
vet like I'm a dog that ate a weed
Literally
banana.
Oh, yeah.
calling the cleric. Oh no.
I'm picturing that Tumblr post of the lady who's like, goblin cats ate her weed.
I think Pernie does send out a PernieNet APB on like it sounds as though Fetid has ingested some wonderful hallucinogenic mushrooms and may require a little bit of just extra care tonight. So if everyone wants to pick a shift, everybody can just sort of chill with him for a little bit. The problem is, though, that if he says, "Is anyone else seeing that ghost?" he might really be seeing a ghost. So
It's true. It's gonna be hard to
Yeah.
know for sure.
Morgan has pulled a wand out of her purse, but it's not an actual magic wand. It's just a stick with like little dangly sparkles on it.
Yeah.
And it's just a glow stick with some like holographic streamers on it, and she'll like just dangle it over Fetid as he probably rolls around on the ground.
I'm like crying from the beauty of this thing. This incredible object.
Fetid
Come to the glittery side,
immune.
Fetid. Come to the glittery side. It's great over here.
Oh my god, I think
We're
I
a
might be a
raid
unicorn.
kobold.
Fetid is completely immune to toxins or to poison, but these are
I can't be
magical
poisoned.
drugs.
Not
But I can go to
So-
space.
So this is important because what you rolled would be considered an overdose.
Cool.
It's not my fault.
So I'm not going to give you the overdose effects that I have here, but you are going to have +2 to your charisma and -4 to wisdom.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
O.D.andD.
Oh.
There's the episode title.
And with the size of the dose, that's actually going to amplify to an additional -4 to wisdom.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
But you're not going to become comatose.
That's good.
which would be the. So your wisdom drops from 18 to 10.
Oh,
Nice.
God.
I can barely read.
Oh, I didn't know you could read it all, to be honest. I wasn't sure.
Wait, maybe now I can read. Maybe that's the difference.
Maybe now you can focus enough to read.
Yeah,
Like,
I can read Infernal now.
Good.
yeah.
God, so high
You
I
can
could
read
read
letters that aren't
Infernal.
there.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so technically, yeah, so you're going to evade the other overdose effect, which is that you're basically under the effects of a confusion spell for
Yeah,
several hours.
Oh.
So you won't have the actual like move in random directions and things effect, but you will have some pretty intense magical hallucinations.
It's very mushrooms too. So I imagine you're like, your mind is like, oh, I'm totally in Arcadia.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fairy glades and little sprites floating around my head.
Yeah, Morgan is extremely shiny.
Mm-hmm.
The pink bubble stuff in the bathtub is like absolutely fascinating.
I was gonna say I can taste colors, but I feel like I probably already could kind of taste colors. So now it's like I can hear them.
Now you can taste everything.
Yep. It's what I've always wanted.
You just have this image of Trauma walking in while this is happening, sapping him, tying him to a chair, and walking out. Just like, no.
Probably the best choice.
Well,
Yeah.
we get the time of one Morgan bath to have a conversation before we get that text message.
Yeah, let's backtrack and deal with what's going on with Ugna and Tromlin. So we're moving to another part of the mansion.
Yeah.
We're moving to
just after dinner.
We're moving to the bedroom with the candlestick.
Nice.
Morgan and Tromlin in the bedroom, or sorry, Ugna and Tromlin in the bedroom with the
thing is,
candlestick.
when you put it like that, it sounds very dirty, but they're not. They're just sitting around having a talk.
Well, no, if I said Morgan and Tromlin, it would sound.
Morgan and anyone's gonna be dirty.
Yeah.
I guess unless it's fetid, apparently.
Unless it's me, yeah.
Because he's just a
dirty, just different
baby.
way.
He's
a different kind of
a
dirty.
baby.
He's your emotional support kobold.
And you're a mammal, so like I really like.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal, but it just doesn't do anything for me.
Just racism. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just say it aloud. It's racism. We all know.
Yep.
You're allowed to have a preference.
As long as you don't turn it into a fetish, it's fine.
Can't even lay an egg. This one over here. My
Yeah,
God.
right.
Yeah.
You've got more than one hole down there. No, thank you.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, Ugna and Tromlin.
So we head back to the room and sling our packs on the ground and sit on our weird, creepy beds.
How you doing?
Huh. It's been weird.
Yeah, no, she and Morgan are exactly BFFs right now. What's going on with that?
Ugna just like falls back on the bed and stares at the ceiling, which you would be very well familiar with her. Having done this in past breakups? I don't know. I mean, I didn't, it wasn't really serious or anything, and like, I didn't really expect it to go anywhere, but then out of nowhere, like, Morgan proposed to me, and then when I asked her about it, she got real weird about it, and she was like, no, I definitely didn't, no, so I guess that's like a no, right? Anyway, and then she's been just a bitch since then, so...
That she has a commitment phobia. It could be a lot of things.
Maybe. Anyway, I heard no, so that's final answer. So I guess I'm.
Until she explains herself further, or broaches the topic, just keep some distance as much as you can in a traveling party, and yeah. It sounds like you two need to have some time to sit down and. Well, I mean, I guess talking didn't help last time, did it?
Talking didn't help, so I'm at keep my distance, I guess.
That's for the best, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Give Una a hug. I'm sorry.
Ugna hugs you back, and then like after like a couple pats on the back, she just bursts into tears. I'm sorry. I'm
Discomfort.
sorry. It's just been a
No,
while.
it's okay. Let it out. Let it out. It's fine.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Like
Nothing wrong
Basilisk
with you.
turned out to like actually hate me, and I thought she liked me, and then I don't know what I thought Morgan liked me, and I don't know.
Una, here's an idea. Maybe the problem isn't you. Like, with Morgan, there's no telling what's going on. Morgan's obviously been through a lot, and
Yeah.
I think Morgan has trouble opening up to people to just a point. With Basilisk, that was pretty much all Basilisk looking for a reason to get her feelings hurt.
Mm.
Look, maybe Basilisk is kind of an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, she had her softer side too. And the asshole part was kind of
Yeah,
what made
but
her hot. But you know,
but look at it this way. She also seemed to find reasons to take offense to shit.
yeah, that's true.
And I don't think that would get any better in a romantic situation.
Yeah, it might have made
Not
it
everything is
weird
your
too.
fault. Sometimes it's just how things work out.
Yeah. How about you? Where did you go this time? And did you
I
get
can't really
hurt?
talk about it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I can't.
yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you about it eventually, but for now I have to keep it kind of down low. Although I did get to see one of my kids, but it's one of the kids you haven't met.
You got more of
One
them?
of the real weird ones.
I describe my puppet child to her.
I'd like to hear the description personally.
I'm like, okay, remember when we were kids and there was that one bard who came through town, but all of his bard stuff was marionettes?
Oh yeah. I thought they were really funny, and then they gave me nightmares for like a week.
Yeah, about that, my child was with one of those unseelie dryads, and
Oh, the really
he
hot ones who
came
wanted to
out.
have like an orgy or something?
Yeah, and he came
Yeah.
out as basically a stringless living marionette with a bird mask.
Oh. How yeah. Cool. Is he just little? Like he's just a wee little guy? Like how long has he
But
been around?
he's I motion about how tall he is, and he sings and dances. He talks in rhyme.
Oh, so this is like he's been around for a while? Or is it just
I
because
think
fairy
it might
time
be
is
just a
weird?
magic thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Well,
he wears a raven mask, so or
Ugna
that's
pulls you
his
into like
face. I
a
don't
little
know.
side hug, and she goes, "I'm sorry you didn't get to like spend time with him growing up. I know it was really important to you with the girls,
It is what it is. I mean, maybe I'll spend more time with him later, or maybe I won't. But
or maybe
I do
he
my best to be there for him
didn't
when I
grow up.
can be.
Maybe he just like I don't know came out of the magic and you didn't really miss anything."
I have a feeling that is probably what it is. Still,
Ugna,
he's my kid.
roll me a perception, Ugna.
Sounds good. I am super great at those.
Well, you're better than some people right now.
8?
I'm perceiving the universe.
8's not good.
Total 8 or
Yeah,
on the
total
die?
of an 8. I have a plus 0.
So you don't notice a thing, but I will remind you that you were noticing Tromlin having
Oh
a
no,
bit of a limp
I
earlier.
don't remember. I didn't forget that. Did
Okay.
did you get hurt over there, buddy? Like, is your leg okay?
Um,
It's gone.
Wow. That's
Wow.
probably not great.
We lost Randy at a very amusing
Ouch.
time.
The Fae just yoink him back.
Yep.
You've said too much already.
There he goes again.
You see that his little his son just pop out of the tattoo and put his hand over his mouth and like yank him back into the shadows.
I'm like, hey, kid. Good to see you. I'm your Auntie Una.
Father,
Well-
take me to Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh
Father.
no!
Oh, God.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that apparently my Discord crashed.
Ooh.
So yeah, I roll my
We
pant
assumed.
leg up to show Ugna.
Okay. His leg is skeletal.
I
It
like
is a
muffle a
skeleton.
little. I'm like, oh, jeez. Oh, yikes.
It's okay.
Are you? And I'll like
Okay.
squat down and like try and like poke at it. And be like, are you okay? Does that hurt? That looks
Yeah,
like it really
it's
hurts.
the boot. It's the boot I'm wearing. It does it. It gets. It's a side effect. It's fine.
It's like
If I take the boot off, my foot returns to normal.
Oh. Oh. I give it a poke just to make sure it's not an illusion. Oh, okay. Huh. Magic's sure weird, huh?
It is. It is. And I'm assuming this is right time we get the panic call that.
Well, in fact, first of all, Tromlin, you'll notice because Ugna rolled terrible, but you'll notice there's a large painting on the wall of kind of a frazzled-looking, wild-eyed witch. And when you roll up your pant leg and show off your skeletal leg, you actually notice the eyes swivel towards you, and she gets a bit of a smirk on her face.
Just
I
turns
walk up to
full
the painting.
Awuga wolf.
I walk up to the painting and say, "Do you mind?"
The painting, like as you walk up to it, like it goes back to like complete still. It doesn't appear to be looking at anything. But as you say that, it winks.
Mm-hmm.
Ugna looks over at Tromlin and is like, are there fairies in here or something?
Not quite.
I can punch them.
Pardon me. I took the painting. Pardon me. We need some private moment. I put my jacket over the painting.
Perfect.
Cool. I probably can't punch fairies. I'll test that out next time there's someone around.
Well, you can punch them. They just might not handle it well. You might regret it.
Does your son have a name, or is that not something we're supposed to ask? I know fairies are weird about
I don't think he's ever told me his
names.
name. Probably because you're Faye.
Probably.
Just calls you father.
Huh.
Huh?
Father.
I guess we'll just call him your son?
I guess that's as good as anything. But yeah. So it's weird. It's all weird. But what are you gonna do?
Everything's all weird these days. I don't know.
I hand Ugna my hip flask.
I take a swig. And just before we get the text, I'm like, oh, hey, I've been meaning to ask you something. Time works different on the other side, right? Like, you had all them years, and for me it was like a couple hours.
Yes.
What if my mom was trapped on that side of things, right? Maybe that's why she never came back.
It could be. Not impossible.
I don't know anything about, asking around over there or what favors we might have to pay to somebody to do that for us, but
Oh, a lot of favors. Then they'd be
yeah.
expensive. But,
Okay.
sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah. Maybe we can come up with something that I wouldn't mind losing. I don't know. I know they usually like weird stuff, like not just like money. Like
Yeah.
your life or your leg or something. I don't know.
The
I
leg
need my
thing's
legs.
bothering you a lot, isn't it?
It's just really weird. It looks like it hurts. But at least
Yeah,
your
it just makes
actual
it hard to
leg's still
walk.
there.
Flip side is I can see all the ghosts in the house.
There's ghosts in the house?
Oh, there's a lot of ghosts.
Oh no. Can't punch ghosts.
I mean, technically, if I bless you, you might be able to.
Maybe? Huh?
Maybe
Oh,
if you
wait.
eat some of these mushrooms.
Oh, oh. Did you hear that? Do you think that fetid can get high?
Hold
So, I
on.
take
I
it
get up. I walk out of our room and into.
So this is happening in a master bath, which is near one of the bedrooms.
Ooh.
So it's just down the hall. So you got the word from Pernie. I take it. Well,
Yeah.
so you got the message over the Pernie net. So what are you doing exactly about this, Tromlin?
I'm getting up. Do I have any spells that can neutralize poison?
I believe you can do something like that with a lesser restoration.
I need a rest for that. I don't have a lesser restoration right now, do I?
You do have the beads that can do lesser restoration.
I walk
So this
in.
allows you to remove poison as a condition, so it might
Okay.
work.
I
So
walk
we're
in there. I see
Morgan
our
is
kobold
in the
balls.
bath
Yeah, Morgan's naked.
in the bath, leaning out with a little wand, and then Fetid is like on like some towels and stuff on the floor, and she's just making like little sparkles and stuff over him, and
My
giving him a
pupils are
little
the
good
size of
trip.
dinner plates.
Just like, just doing a little bit of like prestidigitation and minor illusion to make him have a good time.
He's
Keep
like
him
lying
calm.
on his back like a cat.
Mhm.
Ugna trails
I walk
after
in there. I'm like,
Tromlin.
there's two ways I can handle this. I can try to cure him of this,
Just kill me.
or I can knock him unconscious.
I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm great. I can see through time.
He's been all right. He said some silly things, but like nothing. And Morgan will like cup her hands to stop it from seeing her. Be like, violent, like nothing like that. Like it's been chill.
Oh, I gotta try something. I'm sorry, I have to.
Oh no.
I reach into my pouch of herbs and I pull out catnip.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
Does catnip work on kobolds?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Let's find out.
Excellent, yeah.
let's
What's
do a
the worst that
science.
could happen?
Good.
Mm-mm.
Ugna had trailed after Tromlin, but she stopped like immediately when she realized that she was going to go into Morgan's bathroom and was like, "Whoop, nope."
Well, I have found an internet. So of course, just because it's hilarious, I immediately searched. Does catnip work on kobolds?
Of course, somebody's written this
And
up.
according to Tumblr, according to the Tumblr Daily Kobold Facts,
Oh, good.
some
Well, if
kobolds are
anyone would
affected by
know.
catnip.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I love the world we live in.
Good.
And by the world we live in, I mean our dumb D&D world that we live in. It's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yep.
Oh god.
So I'm gonna let's
I smell the
randomize
catnip
whether
and I just go like absolutely feral. I'm like rolling on it. I'm stuffing it in my eyelids. It's
No, it's gonna dry your eyes out, Fetid. No.
I don't
You know
need
that
my
thing
eyes
that cats-
anymore.
You do, you
know-
do. Look, see, this is what you need them for. And I'll do like some little sparklies.
I immediately lose the thread and just go back to staring at the sparklies. Can you hear them? They're whispering secrets.
Drawing a picture.
Morgan's gonna
I can't wait to show you.
Morgan's gonna grab one of her stockings that's like got like a dragon scale pattern on it, and then she's gonna makeshift a little sock puppet by putting some like bells for eyes on it, and be like, "Hey, Fetid,
Oh
how
my
you
god!
doing, my friend?"
I immediately draw
doing?
my bow on it.
No,
You!
no,
You in here!
no, Fetid, we're friends.
I roll for initiative. Oh, that's a good roll too.
Oh.
right. Let's see. I'll do this one. Cool.
What'd you roll?
I have a 21.
Oh.
I just rolled a 1.
Morgan?
It's fine.
That's
One.
good.
It's fine. I just rolled a 1.
Nice.
Tromlin is
No big
there,
deal.
so Tromlin can
Yeah.
also roll.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we doing? Initiative?
Initiative.
Morgan put a sock puppet on, and
Yeah.
Fetid immediately drew his bow on it.
Yep.
Part of me wants to see where this goes. But,
By which I'm sure you mean that you took out a marker and drew a bow onto the puppet so that it now also has a bow like you, right? That's what you meant,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Well,
what you
well, give me a
meant.
sec, because I'm gonna make a roll. So let's establish the initiative order.
Do you
just in
want my
case
craft
Tromlin
roll to
goes
see how
first.
good this puppet is? Let's see.
Sure. What do you got for initiative, Tromlin?
15.
15. Okay, so Fetid is gonna go first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is the thing you intend to do?
I just want to do I just want to pounce on the puppet and grab it in my teeth and start kicking at it with my back legs like a cat attacking a toy.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately forget about the bow and just go
Okay.
full on
Just feral.
catnip
So-
maniac.
See?
What Tromlin and Morgan see is that you pulled out your bow and you drew one of Morgan's shoes off the floor and put it to the bow like it was an arrow and you were going to shoot it.
Good.
You then released it and the shoe just kind of goes boing off into a corner, and then you drop the bow and pounce.
Yep.
And start hanging and kicking your feet at this puppet.
I'm gonna get
I
so much
also-
experience for this.
I also want to point out, yeah, this is how D&D characters trip out. They're like,
Yep.
I'm getting so much experience, man. But I also want to point out, and I'm going to let the players obviously decide where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But since Tromlin has walked into the bathroom and Morgan is running around naked, I just want to point out both have.
I'm not running
both
around
flaw.
naked. I'm leaning out of the tub, grabbing my bag stuff, and it's still bath time.
You are still naked in the tub.
That's
I can see that
true.
you've got a rubber duck on your head too.
I do.
Just in case the audience didn't notice.
I'm locked
that
and
you got the
loaded.
towel.
Bad
Okay.
situation.
A rubber
Locked
duck for
and
modest
loaded.
gain. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to point out everybody's flaws.
Ooh,
That's all. I mean,
that's
I'm
a fun
pretty.
thing.
I don't need to point out Fetid's curiosity flaw, because that kind of has become obvious.
That's already become active.
Yep.
That's already
I'm
involved.
feeling very curious, that's for sure.
Yep.
Me, impulsive? I don't think anyone
Nah.
noticed.
What?
Nah.
Wow.
Just in case you guys didn't know, I don't know if I'm playing it well enough. Morgan is
Mhm.
pretty impulsive.
No, you're
Yep.
really stoic and well
Persnickety.
considered. You think things out really well.
Fuck you, Alina.
So this is probably a good point, though, for me to cut back to Pernie,
As all of this happens.
because some stuff was happening during this bath time and magic mushrooms
serious things
and
are happening.
heart to heart from Ugna and Tromlin. So yeah, your daughter. I can't remember if you actually told her about Barb or if you just realized you hadn't.
I think we
told her.
cliffhanged that I realized that I hadn't.
Yeah.
And this was after we said we were gonna all go to bed, and then she said, "And what of mother?"
Yeah.
Is that how it ended?
I think
something like that.
I believe
remember the
she
exact
rolled a critical in against you. I don't know what you
Right.
rolled, but it didn't really matter.
Right. Yeah.
For you to
Oh,
be
boy.
like, ooh, your mother. Ooh.
Ooh, ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
might have done a boo-boo.
Mm-hmm.
I did have in my notes that we ended with her saying that you would speak tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um,
So maybe I just gave a panicked look, and that was enough to like end that conversation for now, or use up the last
well,
of the patience she might have
I'll
had.
let you choose. If you want to retcon it and say something now, you can. And if you want to sort of accept her sort of wheeling out of the room and stalking off and saying we'll speak tomorrow, then you'll be left here with
A sleepy,
with your cousins.
I think I don't think Pernie has. I mean, he's got charisma, but he doesn't have wisdom, right? So like he doesn't know what to do with the moment that he has, and I think legitimately he's probably a little too shaken to be able to make a good recovery. Hello, Burb.
This
He
is what
likes to
happens
play
when
with
Lee tries
pencils.
to draw things.
Yeah.
Very helpful. It's a good helper right there.
He's a
A
great
collaborator.
helper. Yeah. He makes inking really easy.
So yeah, I think
Oh.
Pernie just deer in the headlights when she asks that, and he realizes what's going on. I think he it sounds like he doesn't have to say anything. She just says we're going to talk tomorrow, and I think he
Yep.
probably takes the out. I think at this point, flailing is more likely to do more damage than taking some time to like consult with his emotional intelligence, which is to say Tromlin.
Yes.
To come up with a plan.
Someone is doing a lot of heavy lifting this episode.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. So I think Pernie's first instinct is to let her go. Like maybe he musters like an as you wish, like in a friendly one, not like a bitter one, just like an as you wish. And then like scrambles onto PernieNet, is about to message Tromlin when he finds out about Fetid, decides like, okay, so maybe that should be dealt with first. And
So-
then
So before, but before that happens, because there was a period of time here after their conversation is cut off, while the bath is occurring before the drugs come out. So your daughter turns on her heel after she says, "We will speak tomorrow," and stalks off. Her robes flowing, and her red hair doing like some atmospherics. And the Baron's son, who just kind of raised an eyebrow during the whole little chat, kind of gives you a nod, like a parent, like she called you father, so maybe you're important in some way, and he's enough of a courtier to not just full on, like give you the finger or something, and just sort of like does kind of a curt nod and then follows. But that leaves you with your cousin Sextus.
There's also cousin Kirax and his wife.
Kirax,
Right.
yes. And sleeping Zaxus, who has fallen asleep on the table.
Right.
And of course, you are aware of the ghosts that are still floating around here.
Yeah.
And while Cuttlespoon scuttled off, so just to remind everyone, your two servants are effectively Riffraff and Peter Lorre, right? So the Peter, the little tiny Peter, basically a cross Peter Lorre with Peter Dinklage, and that's Cuttlespoon, and Cuttlespoon was the one who scuttled off to tend to the bath.
Gotcha.
Whereas Slimeworth is the one that's a cross between Riffraff and I can't remember right now, but various other creepy butlers. But yeah, he's the vaguely British one, and he's still here as well. So you're now in a room with some ghosts, ghost servants, Slimeworth, two of your cousins, and a sleeping Zaxus. And just so you, actually, I'm going to get you to make me a history check and see what you remember about your cousins. You're quite good at this. You deal with this all the time, right?
Ooh.
Meeting up with family members that you haven't seen in ages or possibly not even met before.
So that's a 3 on the die for a 13.
Oh no.
Which one will be this? So roll again for the other cousin. I'm just going to randomize because we didn't really say which one we're rolling first. So that will be for Carax.
Okay.
So
Then
now roll for
22 for 69 truth.
Okay. So cousin Sextus, you remember quite well, which is funny because he's the older one. Cousin Sextus was a relative of Barb's that you met through Barb. So like he is older than you are, and you know he is from some kind of ancient culture in the south, some predecessor to the Ibetian Empire, and he is in fact from that place when the city of Throm was once the capital of a great empire that covered much of what is now the Empire of Ibetia and the Wahadi Empire. And it occurs to you as you remember this that like you really have had a lot of clues about the whole kinda undead thing as you sort of muse to yourself about your yet another ancient relative. And he basically looks like an Gascony Uderzo parody of an ancient Roman emperor or senator. Sorry, right? So he looks like right out of an Asterix book where the character's name would have been something more like Oldus Dudus or something, right? But in this case, his name is Sextus Nonus Verus because it's a joke about one of Jeff's websites.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that from last session.
Right.
I think cousin Sextus, cousin Carex. It's been a very long time. How are things down south? I'll say to cousin Sextus. I think Pernie is trying to like re-engage his social gears after just like a complete like flip over the handle bars.
Oh, and all you remember about Carax is something about feathers.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
You just vaguely remember something
Feathery.
about feathers. It's
Yeah.
really
Feathers.
not. It's just a bad roll.
We're gonna start the conversation in a place where I'm comfortable, and then hope that information naturally emerges.
Sorry. So what did you
Little
say? I
fetid
missed
up
it.
here.
Yay!
Oh,
it's
amazing.
stone fetid.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's me.
Our little baby.
Oh, I'm having such a good time.
Having a great time.
So cute.
Maybe me next time I eat an edible in real life.
Man, I don't know what's up with the chat today because I've been bounced in and out of it like 3
no.
times without noticing. I just keep getting welcome to the chat room
Yeah.
messages, which I'm assuming
Sounds
means
like
I'm
a Twitch problem.
Sounds
bouncing in and
like
out. Yeah, we don't have a lot of folks in there, and that's probably why.
probably
Oh well.
people getting booted for no reason. Anyway, you're talking to
Yeah. Anyway,
Nothex.
so what did you say again? Sorry, to cousin Sextus.
Oh, I asked how things were down south.
He says, I haven't been down south in many a year. What are you doing in these parts after so long away, young whippersnapper?
And so at this point, the Baron's son has left my
Yes.
eye line. Okay.
He has left the chat.
He scuttled along, following somewhat. Like he has a certain poise when he walks. Obviously, again, he's been trained in the noble houses. The Marins, being kind of semi-banished out to the coast here, are still one of the great families, even if they are one of the less currently important ones. But he still can't, like, he's still following around your daughter. Like, it's very difficult for him to follow your magically powerful and ancient daughter without looking too much more than a lost puppy, no matter how much dignity he tries to put on it. So he has scuttled off with her. Also, by the way, when Sextus speaks, there's like visible dust coming out.
Cool.
I'll say, well, I've been doing some traveling with some companions of mine. We found ourselves on one of those surprising turns through the Underdark, a little tussle with a demon, etc. And we found ourselves in need of refreshments and shelter. And I thought, well, we're not so far from Morwindle. I haven't been to the old homestead in a while. And of course, my first thought was that I have not seen my daughter in far too long, and that I should make efforts to reconnect. And so
I
Excellent
would like
recovery.
you to make me a deception check, and I'm going to
Yeah.
roll an insight check.
Ooh.
this man talks in dust. He can't be that alert.
I mean, he's got a decent wisdom.
I'm quite emotionally perceptive, actually.
That is a 14.
14 total. Oh, he's
Yeah.
got that beat.
Uh,
So yeah, he raises his eyebrows, and you can hear them. Makes a noise
Old
like
timey creaking noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like old newsprint crackling.
I like that there's two people in this house right now who can hear their eyebrows.
Yep.
Sorry.
And I don't even have eyebrows.
I like that you're not the oldest or the deadest one in this house.
Yeah, I'm the whippersnapper, baby.
Yeah.
Of course, sorry, the hippersnapper is actually the little term we use in the family for.
You still have hips who snap.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I remember having hip. He says initially, "Oh, dungeon crawl, eh? Why, I remember. Oh, all of the Baku I fought back in those days. I used to travel with a pair of flumps." He's so old, he's first edition. He goes all the way back to chainmail.
Oof.
But as he's obviously making polite conversation with that, as his eyebrows raise over your claim that you were here because you felt you needed to visit your daughter.
Because then I fear I've been too long away and too absent from young Lucretia's life. I will spend some time over the coming days catching up with her and getting to know better what has passed for her in the time since last I saw her. But perhaps you can catch me up a little bit. Do you know what she's been up to recently? Are there any matters that press on her mind? Anything like that that you might help a father know about?
Cousin Carax with that gives like an involuntary cackle. And you kind of glance over. So I don't know that I described Cousin Carax very much, but so obviously Cousin Sextus looks like this Asterix cartoon of an ancient Roman senator. Carax, in contrast, is completely swathed in just like the heaviest black robes. Like he's just come down off of like the high mountain where it's like freezing cold, and he has a huge wide hood, a cowl with the long tassel at the back, and his face is mostly in shadow at all times. You can, of course, tell that it's magical shadow. And in fact, you with your devil's sight, you can pierce the entire cloak inside is a natural shadow, and he is just swathed in it. But you can clearly see with your devil's sight his wild, shining, crazy eyes, and you're racking your brain trying to remember something other than feathers. But of course, you're like, okay, this could be one of the many of your family members who aren't all there. And maybe the feathers thing is something like he says, or something, or like he eats them, or something weird. I'm not sure if you would think, oh, it's something weird, or just be like, cataloging. Is this one of my relatives who eats things that aren't food? I don't remember. But he lets out
Gluten intolerance, and you're like,
Yeah.
is that feather intolerance?
He's like a baby eider duck. He only eats feathers.
he lets out a cackle that's halfway a shriek, and then like withdraws even further into his cloak and sits down right to Zaxis and just stares at him and watches him while he sleeps.
Not creepy at all.
Zaxis, of course, is snoring quite heavily and probably drooling quite a bit on the top of the table. Actually, there's like a little rag near him as one of the ghosts just dutifully mops up the drool every so often. Just to keep the table clean.
Just put a bucket. Just put a bucket under him. It'll be fine.
And
Wait, no, not that bucket.
Cousin Sextus will say, I suppose it depends on what you mean by recent. There was some trouble, you know, with your wife's brother some time ago now.
Well, how long ago was that, and what manner of trouble?
There was some trouble in the desert, I believe. A battle of wizards. Lightning crowned. A storm. But that was a while ago, before young Baron Nicholas was born. More recently, there is trouble north of the city. Things coming out of the Deadlands. And your daughter, her lover spurned, I believe, is behind much of it.
Do I know who the lover spurned is?
No, you're like, I distinctly remember telling my daughter she was not allowed to date until she was at least 70. But he says, and what of her mother? Where is young Barbara?
Oh no.
I think Pernie is going to just have to jump on the grenade.
He might even just say young Barbar Hotep, actually, frankly.
Yeah.
No.
I think Pernie will pick up the bucket and say, again, knowing that Pernie has decent charisma but no skill at lying, I think I'm going to have to play him finding ways to say things that aren't lies, but that sound sympathetic. So
I need a social roll off here.
okay. So I think I'm going to try and make this persuasion, and I think that rather than saying like,
no, first of all, I need a straight up charisma.
Oh.
So just roll a d20, add your charisma bonus, and I am doing the same.
Is this worth an inspiration?
Probably not.
So that's an 8.
Kind of depends on how important it is to you. He's going to have you beat, even though he has a worse bonus than you. But so basically, what's going to happen here is who gets there first. This was like a charisma initiative roll that you just rolled. I'm very amused that the bath frame now has dancing fetid.
Yeah.
As part of the bath scene.
Yep.
So as you're about to try and misdirect, you pick up your bucket, and you start.
Oh, not to misdirect. He's about to answer. Like, just answer straight.
Okay. Well, it's still an initiative thing here. It's about before you get anything out, you lift up the bucket into his line of sight, and he goes, "Oh, there you are, cousin. And how have you been?" And he's clearly addressing the bucket.
Oh boy.
Good.
Karax like squawks loudly, like in shock, kind of a noise, and Zaxis like starts awake since he's like staring right at him, and like falls over backwards off of the bench seat. As there's like this creepy guy in the robe, like all shadows sitting right over him, staring at him in the face while he sleeps.
I was not overreacting when I came immediately up with my rules.
Nope, correct.
I think Pernie, I assume, would know. I'm assuming. So Peter is assuming that Barb can't actually reply to him, even with all of the family's weird magic. That she can't speak directly to him, and so he's going to have to answer.
Well, even with that, I mean, you can begin to answer, but again, as you start to do so, he says, "Speak up, cousin. I can barely hear you." And then, like cups, he like cups. You hear the bones snapping, creaking.
May I
cups in his ear.
May I Arcana to just find out if he's actually hearing Barb or not? Like, is that
He's
possible?
just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Sure.
just hearing things.
Oh, and Zaxxus just like barks out like "Suka!" as he like falls over backwards, like lands in a heap of cutlery and dishware.
So that's 22 Arcana to try and determine whether or not it's possible he's actually hearing her speak.
Interesting. So, you know that your cousin is undead. You're not 100% sure what kind of undead, but you know he's you're not sure he gives off lich energy, but you're not sure he's like fully a lich in terms
Serving
of power
lich,
level.
yeah.
He could be something more lich adjacent, like a mummy or mummy lord, or
whatever Withers has going on.
Yeah, like one of those. Like you can tell he's not a vampire, right?
Yeah.
But he's obviously not like ghouls, ghasts, things like that are more mindless, and he's not one of the incorporeal types. So he's probably something either like a weaker lich or like a mummy or even a mummy lord. And as such, powerful undead can commune with other undead. Even like that's how they control the lesser undead. Things like, like any given vampire or mummy lord or lich is going to have various undead minions like ghouls and ghasts and things that like serve it. So it is not impossible that he is speaking with or communing with Barb. And your understanding is that she's not gone. She just had like her power level reduced by having some of the bucket contents stolen. And you also recall that one of the things you were told about dealing with that might be to find physical links or things of importance that could be added to the bucket.
So then I'm gonna give Barb a chance to speak, even though I can't hear what she's saying. And when I intuit that there's been a natural pause, I'll just say, as if adding along, and we're telling a story together, that she has become somewhat weakened in a recent incident involving, same cousin from the Battle of the Wizards out in the desert. And I have been seeking to restore some of her connection through her artifacts. And I figured that the House of Sunshine should be an excellent place to do that.
Yes. I'm sorry, my dear. I can't understand a word you're saying. Tisk tisk. It's most unfortunate, young Copernicus. But I think your plan is a wise one. There must be something round here somewhere of use. Meanwhile, Carax has been trying to help up Zaxis, who has been like backing rapidly away from him, like on all fours, like scooting like a horror movie, and just cursing in Undercommon, or his dialect of Undercommon, which is basically Russian. Um, and At this point is when you get the notification through the sending stone from Morgan of what is going on with Fetid, and you immediately pull out your book and write a bit about what's going on. So you've now sent the message through the Pernie net, and this is the beginning of Tromlin responding to that. But as soon as you finish writing in your book, or as you're writing in your book, cousin Carax, turning away from Zaxis in fascination, is like staring at the book and leans in and begins sniffing at it.
You seem most interested in my tome here, cousin. Do you have any questions?
And I want you to imagine that from most perspective, cousin Carax basically is one of the Nazgul from Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Right? She's just a rotoscoped guy in black robes with like no face and like red glowing eyes, and he's just like we're moving creepily and sniffing at the book. He cackles with glee when you say that. Pause at the book.
Right. Well, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. For just, we'll either have to find a different way to communicate, or you can use your words, one or the other. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you'd like to know.
At that, Sextus laughs a little bit, and he's like, which is just dust, and says, "Oh dear, Serax has no words," and pats him on the head. I'll give you another history check with that. By
That's
the
the
way,
same
also
number.
Tomlin.
Same number I rolled last time.
Okay, no. You're like, that maybe rings a bell. Yeah, I guess I remember he doesn't talk. I wish I could remember more about him. You're not even sure what branch of the family, because that's the whole thing, right? If they're not direct line, it's just cousin. Tromlin, did you respond in any way with the from the? Remember, you can always do a sending back on a response on the Pernie.
More than likely, I responded, "I'm on it."
Cool. Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking might happen, because that means that Pernicus knows things are being dealt with. Yeah, you can't remember. You can't remember. You know he's weird, but that doesn't help at all, because it doesn't narrow down your family in any
Your
way, shape, or
whole
form.
family.
Yep.
Well, I think Pernie's gonna keep trying to just uh, keep getting information out of Sextus, or as much as he can get anyway, to make whatever has to happen tomorrow a little bit easier. Pernie's planning to like pull an all-nighter, figuring out some way to like maybe restore Barb's connection, and or put together like an impromptu little like funeral, so that when he
Mhm.
tells Lucretia, there's a certain amount of ceremony and seriousness to it. Um, so that's kind of his plan, but he wants a little bit of information. So I think the last thing that he might do is just ask Sextus. Uh, the last time I visited the Sunshine Estate, I was its keeper and not a guest, and now I feel that perhaps this home is no longer mine to be in charge of, and I find myself a guest for the first time. Um, Having spent some time here as a guest of my daughter, how might I best make myself of use to her, and be a thoughtful guest and make sure that I do not introduce any more interference than I already have by coming unannounced.
I had assumed you came here at her behest. There's
Detest? Did you say I heard detest?
but her behest.
Oh, that's a
He
different word.
spits out like a tooth that fell out. That was the problem. Chunk of tongue. And he says,
The word has gone out that she requires assistance in this matter. I fear it will not be long before the town is besieged. Are you
Who are
not
her?
planning to be of assistance?
Now that I know of the issue, I certainly can be, and I think I might know something of the forces that lay behind it. But if I was to learn more of this matter, who should I speak to, or where should I turn my attention? Specifically, if I wanted to become an expert before, say, 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Well, Lucretia, of course, or the Baron with whom she allies. But what is it you wish to know?
I wish to know who her allies are in this fight, and also who it is that is motivating the things that come from the Deadlands that are assailing the city. If we have an understanding of the forces marshaling behind it, I think I may have a sense of it from goings on in other parts of the world that seem quite similar.
Well, it is this dark sorcerer that dwells in the tower has taken up residence in Turthang itself, claimed powers ancient and unfortunately great. Some scion of the Baron's family, a rival for his house, and the Baron, I fear, cannot rely entirely on the the greater family to support him against his kin. And so the only allies your daughter has, are the forces here in Morwindle, and what she can call to herself of the family and other such forces as she may manifest. That is why we are here.
he nods at Carax, who again cackles insanely, and paws at your satchel now that you've stowed the book away. It's very.
Well, perhaps my daughter did not think that she could count on me for help at this time, and perhaps given how long and how severe my absence has been, she was not wrong for doing so. But I shall make it my every effort to prove as useful as I may.
If she did not call you here, what has brought you?
And he kind of looks almost suspicious for a
I
second.
think-
You catch
I
a
think-
glimpse of suspicion in his eyes. Actually, you know what? Make me just straight up make me an insight check.
Yeah, I was actually going to incite him. I'm specifically trying to figure out. So it sounds like we don't have to worry about the Baron being aligned with the Duergar because he's actually fighting against the person that was aligned with the Duergar. So
That
it could be
sounds
used.
like what's going on. Yes.
So it could be very useful for me to be able to share this information. But I just want to get a sense of how much I think I can trust old Sextus here. Can I tell him the 69 truth? My God, my rolls today. Brutal. That's a 6.
No.
Yeah, you're not sure. He kind of puts up a mask. You get the vaguest hint of distrust but you're not sure why, as he suddenly asks you that question.
As you fully bring a Duragar into the house.
Yeah. I think, cousin, I was assisting a friend amongst the dwarves in Rockspire, a trusted friend who finds that a dark sorcerer, a scion of the House Marin, allied with the Dwergar of the Underdark near Rockspire to make a move in alignment with House Glacius against the royal family. I see numerous threads linking a number of dark forces in the Underdark at the edges of the realm, all pushing in, and all of it smacks to me of certain worrying ancient prophecies. All this to say, your struggles here, or Lucretia's struggles here, are linked with struggles across the realm. She does not fight alone, but neither do her enemies.
This is most concerning. You must tell your daughter in the morning of these tidings. Perhaps we should wait to speak further until we can attain her counsel.
I think it wise that we hold council in the morning with everyone present, including my companions, because they've seen firsthand the work of these forces across the realm.
And he will sit at one of the great chairs at one head of the table, and just kind of settle himself with his arms like on the chair arms, and just settle himself to stare forward in a pose that you yourself are familiar with taking as a being that does not sleep.
And I don't want
And
to I don't want to take any more. Like I feel like I've had a very long scene here, but
Yep.
Pernie does want to get some.
Well, I was about to ask if you're going to connect it all with the rest of the group on this, because you said you want to do some potentially some poking around with this all-nighter. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I think Pernie was
degree
going
you're
to
going to touch base.
I think he is going to pull everyone in and see if anyone wants to help him plan an 8-hour funeral / resurrection. And also, I think Pernie is going to quickly ask if Cousin Sextus is aware of any of like Barb's effects, especially like old family ones that are about the house that we could go looking for.
He's already kind of settling almost into a torpor and just becoming what is indistinguishable from a corpse. But as you ask the question, he kind of semi-sadly shakes his head, and you kind of recall that you've got the impression that he's only come here recently.
Okay.
Since he and Carax are apparently were called here, were summoned here by your daughter. At this point, Zaxxas is kind of like scuttling, a wide berth around Carax to sort of like hang by your elbow, like in a very "I'm going with you" kind of way. And Carax kind of starts to like follow and crawl on all fours after you, and like at sort of a very creaking hint of a gesture from Sextus, he kind of makes a whimpering noise and then backs off into the shadows and merges with them.
Totally normal.
Yeah, I definitely have to remember what mode of communication he is most comfortable with, because I'm clearly not. But I think Pernie gets the Pernie net open and just sends a message saying, "So, interesting developments. I think that my daughter is essentially fighting against some agent of the Necrogog. We may have some important information. I think there'll likely be a council tomorrow. If we want to do a little sit-down catch-up. I also... ... I forgot to tell my daughter when Barb passed, and I think I'm going to have to put together a little funeral in time for the morning, and also there might be some stuff around here that could strengthen Barb's connection. So if anyone has time to do some, flower arranging, picking out some nice music, also robbing some catacombs of ancient artifacts tonight, I would Grandpa would really appreciate it. He really would. But no pressure. If anyone just needs to unwind, I understand. I'll be in my chambers if you'd like to join the little.
Fetid is experiencing all of this conversation in his head in much the same way that adults in Charlie Brown cartoons.
Yep.
Morgan.
But like in your head, you hear the voices calling to you incomprehensibly.
Morgan seeps beneath the sea of
Suds.
bubbles. Just collapses in there.
I don't think I need an insight check from Tromlin to notice that distress.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. I don't have time for all this shit. So I'm not even going to bother. Like I'm just fed. I'm sorry, I gotta do this to you, and I take it the lesser restoration.
Okay, sudden clarity. This is actually as cool as the high. As like the wah, wah, wah is still going as he does this, and it just snaps into the last bit of Copernicus's conversation, and you're just like you just step out of whatever. It's like that moment in the Doctor Strange film when they're just like throwing special effects at the wall, and then he goes back into being Benedict Cumberbatch on the
It's
floor.
like somebody just gave me smelling salts. I'm just like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Morgan's hauling herself out of the bath. Got her towel on her. And she's using prestidigitation to dry her hair, just blowing hot air from her hands.
It's like going from like a car wash, like when you go through the fans at the end, you're just like the water's just as you step out, there's an invisible wall of water removal. Nice.
She didn't even get to file her hooves. She didn't even get to file her hooves. We gotta go back to work.
I'm glad you said hooves because I thought I heard boobs.
Oh, don't file those.
No.
Terrifying.
Very different treatment, okay?
Cromlin kneels down and says, "Look, I know we've all been through a lot lately, but Fetid, I need you to not eat any more edibles.
I'm good.
And if you do eat any more edibles, any hallucinogenics, I'm gonna bathe you."
Oh, okay. I immediately like sit up straight and like I try to slick my hair back even though I don't have any hair.
I mean, I'm gonna scrub off 4 layers of dirt.
No.
Okay.
I need those layers.
So you're gonna come out of the next high shiny clean.
Oh my god. I shudder.
Okay, so let's not do this.
Morgan's too busy putting on her anklets and her other garments to look guilty.
I like that you start with your anklets, like you're still totally nude, but those go on first.
Yeah,
obviously.
the
I'm gonna have Tromlin say something kind of bitchy. I have to.
I got the towel.
Well, Tromlin's still like protective of Ugna, and he's upset that Ugna's upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's gonna like start to pass by I can't call your character Raven, but that's you.
That's the player.
No, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what
Morgan's what you know
having
her
a
as.
name that's too much like other people name their characters.
He looks to pass by Morgan and points her hooves. And a couple of split ends there, huh? Walk out.
Nice to see you again.
Wow.
How long is it gonna be before you leave, Dad?
Shut up, Dad.
I don't know. Turn around. I guess when we need milk next time.
Jesus Christ.
Sounds about right. Seems
and
she continues getting dressed.
As you open the door to leave, Tromlin, Cuddle Spoon is like standing there like he was like listening at the door and like kind of hunkers back and can I help you with anything, masters?
Actually, yes, you can. I point to and it's like, can you get him like a a before bedtime snack to help calm him down a little bit.
Oh my God.
And
Free food.
point. Yes, food. It doesn't have to be good food. It can be spoiled. It'd be
Oh
fine.
no, it can be trash. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm not taking
Um,
Of course, master.
and points to Morgan's like, and if you have like any like fine files that are good for hooves, or like I don't know, she's had a rough time. You can like maybe draw her another bath with some oils, help calm her a little bit, and some candles.
Of course, of course.
Thank
And he
Thank you
lurches
so
away,
much.
snapping his fingers. And as he does so, you can already see, because you still got the leg going on, you can see ghosts bringing a cauldron of something kind of like spitting and bubbling ominously, um, which of course is experienced by others as just floating up the stairs towards the bathroom.
So
I can be
Ellsworth
nice.
is in
Can be nice.
the hallway, but Ugna is not. You left her there, and she isn't there, and she's not in the bedroom either.
Fucking god damn it. I turned to the butler. Did you see where my friend went, Ugna?
Ugna crept back
I'll
in the
ask for the
hallway.
ghost passing around.
Ugna crept
The
in the
ghosts
hallway.
just look at you with dead eyes and shake their heads as they deliver Fetid a floating cauldron of slop enters the room and lands nearby. Morgan, after the floating cauldron of slop, a floating platter with a whole array of cosmetics, oils, bath oils, nail care, accoutrement, and also a couple of candles is swept into the room as well. So
Morgan's
what was
gonna,
going on
like-
with Una?
Ugna crept back to the kitchen where they'd left that barrel of ale. She's
Yep.
gonna heft that up on her shoulder and go wander out on the moors and have quite a drink.
Oh boy.
Okay.
God damn
When you
it.
go in there, there is a enormous Frankenstein-y looking ogre in there, which I'll recall to you was the chef
Yep.
thing.
And I go, oh hey, you don't need this, do you? No? Cool. I'm just gonna. Yeah, no, I'm good, thanks. Just heft up the barrel and wander out.
He like shakes a cleaver in your direction, like get out of my kitchen, but doesn't seem to have word
And
access. And you back off. Okay, so Tromlin, in the hallway at the top of the stairs, there's like a grand ballroom kind of stairwell that goes up, and then all of these upper level houses. I'm just flat out picturing like the house from the Addams Family movies. So like there's the big stairs that go up, and then there's the upper level rooms that encircle the big open space. So as you're up there, out in front of the bath, the master bath, Copernicus comes up the stairs because you were heading up to your room. So you're all sort of converging on that spot. Morgan, having extricated from the bath and getting dressed, Fetid, like face down in a cauldron of slop, and Tromlin and Copernicus on the landing. But as noted, no sign of Ugna when Tromlin pokes his head into the next door master bedroom.
Are killing me.
Or guest bedroom, I guess.
Are killing me.
We're so good.
And you'll, of course,
Goodness.
Zaxxas is like scuttling very close behind Copernicus, not wanting to be left alone anywhere here.
I see you received my emergency bulletin. Emergency with Pernie in it. So I No defending it.
Emergency.
Emergency.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We got
Emergency,
there in the end. Good job,
Yeah.
everybody.
So, no excusing it. I have not yet told Lucretia that Barb passed. And I'm going to do so in the morning. And I could use your help putting together a beautiful little funeral service. And I'm also hoping I might be able to poke around this place and find some of Barb's old things that might actually help rekindle her connection with this realm and restore some of her powers. So, if you have it in you, and you don't have to, this is my bed and my sarcophagus, and I will lay in it. If you could help me with some of these little projects for the morning, I would really appreciate it. Also, right, bury the lead. The forces of, I think, the Necrogog's extended network are at work here. She is fighting a battle against them, so she is actually our ally in this larger battle of prophecy and for the future of the realm. So I think we are going to have to sit here for a spell and perhaps continue to be involved in this fight. But even with all that is on her mind, my daughter deserves a chance to meet the new circumstances of Barb's connection to this realm, and to have that be as soft and beautiful a process as possible. As no matter how bad I am, she deserves that. This is an opportunity also to see if I can help Barb. And this is the closest I've been to a place where some of her things of power might be. So, who are you available to help?
And take.
I think you're muted, Raven.
This is when Morgan comes in, fully geared up. She's got her hooded cloak. Her bag is fully packed. She's ready to go. She does not look pleased, and she's filing her nails as she enters.
Good.
Cromwell is just kneeling and trying to stay calm. Okay. First things first, I have to find Ugna. Second, I will happily help you in the morning. I will be there to help smooth things over with my great grandmother. I don't.
Yeah,
How do I even address her?
Technically, you're closer to her than you are to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Cromlin, you're good at knowing when things are a bad idea. Is it a good thing to say, don't think of it so much as having lost a mother as gained a surprise grandson? Is that,
Oh boy.
you think that'll go over well? Is that a good?
Yeah, that's not going to go over great.
Morgan leaves to go get fetid, because Fetid is still eating.
He's like
Um,
licking out
Best
the
food
bottom
I've
of
ever
the
eaten.
right now.
All right, we'll work out a little script is what we'll do. I'll stay on book this time for once. I will stay on book, I promise. And we will figure
I don't
this out.
believe that for a damn second, but I appreciate the kind lie. All right.
Okay, I'll help you. Let's go look for Ugna, and then we can rally
Lane,
and figure out what our next step is.
Would I be able to intuit, like, oh, she's probably went to go drinking somewhere?
You know Ugna pretty well. What do you think, Alina? Is this something that would be a
I think this
reasonable
is the
guess?
thing. Previously, after a breakup, Ugna has been found on the roof of our house, in her cups. And now, even though this is a tall, creepy, gothic Addams Family house, Ugna has boots of leaping, so plausible.
The barrel's
she's
gonna be
on the
so
roof.
foamy. The barrel's gonna be so foamy.
All head.
Hey, listen, sometimes you can shotgun an entire barrel.
I mean, also, remember with those boots, Ugna can just like walk and run up the walls. Doesn't actually have to jump. But
Well, I've got a decent investigation. I'll help in the search.
Yeah.
how badly, Alina, do you want Ugna not to be found here?
I don't want to split the group. We've got plot going on.
Because there are various options. Like, I am happy to say that with these, that Tromlin can intuit, actually, I should leave you be for a while, and then we can just carry on. Or if you want to be involved, we can just go have them find
We can
you.
see how long it takes, though, because I have an iron liver, so it'll take me a while to get drunk enough.
It's a roll off.
for it to be an issue.
Yeah.
We've already used the lesser restoration.
I rolled a stealth just to kind of like tuck myself away somewhere, and I actually rolled really well. I got a 23.
Okay. But they have a fetid.
That's true. You got a range.
And our fetid is
now
lucid.
sober.
Yeah. So are you going to try and track Ugna down then?
Bet it gets guidance
like
either way.
Yeah, I can do some sniffing.
Okay, in that case, fetid, make me a survival check to track Ugna.
All right. That's very good. That is a 17 on the dice.
Nice.
That's a 27.
Yeah.
And you were given a guidance with a little
Yeah.
pat on the shoulder from Morgan, so add another D4 to that.
All right. That's going to be 29 total.
Ooh.
Okay, so that is... Oh, sorry, you have +8 survival, not plus... Oh, that's Ollie. Wait a minute, that's not you. Yeah, you have a +10 survival. I thought so.
Cool.
I was going by memory. Okay, so having decided you're going to find Ugna first, you all kind of like grab your adventuring gear as you're about to like go on an adventure in the Sunshine Manor, and you go outside. You immediately find that the trail leads first to the kitchens, and then from the kitchens out to the front door where you guys came in.
And then straight up a wall.
Where the bachelor or the butler Larch is just still standing, like next to the door, like in case someone else comes to the door. He's just standing there staring. He kind of goes as you passed, but doesn't seem to make any threatening motions. In fact, the only motion he makes is to open the door for you, and you all pass out into the front garden. Off near the gates, of course, you see Ollie curled up sleeping next to the big giant dog dish that was left out there for him with some charred bone remains in it.
He loves that.
And he kind of like half lifts a head to see, oh, what's going on? And then lies back down because he doesn't want to move. And the trail leads up the wall. And you're like, okay, these tracks go vertically up this wall. That's a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm part goat, so at least this I can climb.
How high is the first level that I can see? How big is the house?
Like an area you can get to. The house is huge. Like I said, it's the house from the Addams Family movies. So it's like several stories. But there are like terraces and like lower wings and things like that.
Yeah,
so
because
it's
you need
not
those wrought iron
impossible.
spikes on different levels to really give it that look.
Yeah.
Tromla's gonna turn to the group and say, "Hey, let me handle her alone right now. She's not in a great place."
If you think
Sounds
that
good.
wisest, of course. I'll just I will before you go cast a little fly on you so that you can go wherever it is Ugna is gone.
Perfect.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And you can easily rise up.
Yep.
As he does so, though, I would like everyone else in the group to make a perception check.
Oh.
Not Ugna. You're not there yet.
I was going to
you're
make
up
one
above.
at disadvantage.
No,
For fun.
just the three who are down there on the ground.
14.
Nope.
18 plus 6.
18 plus 6, 24.
That's pretty good.
And
yeah,
for
I'm
fetid,
a 10 even.
so nope. So the only one of you who notices anything untoward
24.
is Tromlin. You don't have to roll. You're
Okay, good.
you're the one being rolled against effectively. Morgan, you notice as Tromlin flies up to the roof, a glimpse under one of his pant legs as it flaps in the breeze at the
Rude.
bony leg.
Mm.
You don't get a good look at it because it's well swathed in his clothing.
Just got a
But
skinny leg for some reason.
yeah, you notice that it's like completely different than the other leg, like emaciated.
You know why she noticed?
And
because she's put into social combat mode and is like,
Yeah.
let me scan for things I can make
Yeah,
fun
what's wrong
of
with his
in case
moves?
and
the first thing you notice.
Yeah.
The first thing you notice is just the mismatched footwear. You're just like,
Yeah.
you know, he's
Ew,
wearing
All right,
shoes.
I'll bring
there's
that up
some
in
kind of
argument.
shoe on
It's
one
fine.
foot, and the other foot's got like, you know,
Yeah.
normal hoof. Like that's.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, you notice that there's like a weirdly emaciated skeletal leg, and obviously there's nothing to say about it because he's gone. Tromlin, you fly up to the roof and you quickly locate Ugna sitting up on one of the highest peaks.
Yeah. All
I'm
silhouetted
kind of
with the full moon
imagining.
behind me.
Yeah, I'm imagining this is like a cross between the Addams Family house, but then also like it's D&D, so it's stone rather than wood. But yeah, up at the higher peaks, kind of like with one arm around a gargoyle. Ugna is like,
I'm swigging from the entire barrel.
yeah, just holding the barrel in one arm and just like with like a fist having bashed through the boards on top, just drinking from the barrel.
Pernie, should we be waiting or digging graves? I don't know.
Well, we actually have a lot of graves here already. I don't think we need any
No,
more.
like whatever this bullshit is that you need to get done.
Yeah.
Do we need to go do that or do we wait?
I think let's wait a little while, and if they're not back soon, we'll give them some time.
Morgan's going to tend to her hooves.
Sulkily file your hoof.
Yeah. She has to buff and oil them. Yeah.
So Tromlin, you land lightly on the roof next to Ugna. Ugna, you see Tromlin fly up out of the night and land on the roof next to you.
Oh, hey, yeah, I thought you were a ghost.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
You
Hey,
look around
buddy,
and see
I
various
know
ghosts.
you are drinking the sad away right now,
I
but
mean, I'm just needed a little time on my own. Plus, the house is
I
haunted, and I
understand.
figured maybe the outside isn't haunted.
Oh, it's probably pretty haunted, but
Oh.
just letting you know what's going on. And I catch Ugna up on everything. Like, that Copernicus has not told his daughter what happened to her mom. Also about, like, and this, the Necrogog situation, etc. Like, this is gonna happen. We need to help him in the morning. Also, honestly, we need to help his daughter because this is gonna be hard for her.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks. I mean, I know what it's like to not know if your mom's alive or not. That's basically the worst, right?
Yeah.
Ugh.
But
Okay. Okay, we'll set
but
down
I'm
the
just
barrel and
telling.
kind of like slap herself on the cheeks and give herself a shake and be like, okay, what do we need to do? We need to like dig a grave or something?
Yeah, I guess we're doing that shit too. But also, I mean, there's a lot of people here who know a lot of shit. They may be able to help you with, information about your mom's sword or even your mom.
We're keeping that real secret, though.
That's a good point. Well,
I mean, we could ask about my mom, right? Like, they don't need to know about the
yeah, I
sword.
don't see the reason we can't ask about that.
Makes sense. I'd be looking for my mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you what, when this is done, I'll happily take you out. You can get proper drunk.
Okay. Well, this barrel wasn't really super great anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
He like
Well,
swills
Let's
down and
go ahead
finishes
and
off the
catch up
last
to
of
the
it and
rest.
Yeah.
throws the barrel.
Chuck it off the roof. You guys are down in the garden. A barrel smashes nearby.
Well, like way
Donkey
off in the
Kong
distance.
drive
Yeah.
by.
Okay, so I'm going to take our break here because getting the group back together and moving on to the next part is a good point to start up after the break. So let's take our 10
break time
and jump back in it.
Sounds good.
We will see y'all in a few.
Indeed.
Bye.